Welcome to Glocal Voices, the official podcast of the Center for Socially Engaged Theatre at the University of Regina.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Glocal Voices from the Center for Socially Engaged Theatre at the University of Regina. My name is Taiwo Afolabi. I'm the host of the podcast. We're live and direct at IDIERI 2025 at the University of British Columbia, Vancouver, here in Canada. Deeply excited for the opportunity to be able to engage with researchers across the world on the kind of remarkable research that they are doing. Special shout out to those behind the scene, trying to working to make all of this happen. Gabriel, Walter, Shola, Caleb, and of course Tara admin working to bring all of us together. As part of our own work at the center, and of course as part of the Festival of Arts and Discourse, we wanted to contribute meaningfully to IDIERI 2025. And we needed to speak with researchers and practitioners within the field of drama and education, applied theater for young audience, and the list goes on and on. In this episode, we're going to be talking to Catalina and Amparo on their research with women with breast cancer and how using applied theater and some of the ethical implications and ethical learnings that they've drawn from the project. But before we go into that question, I'd like both of them to introduce themselves. We'll start with Catalina, and we'll go to Amparo. Over to you, Catalina.
Yeah. So first of all, we are part of a group working with applied theater in the area of health, which is formed by 4 women. We are 4 women, and today Maria Jesus and Isabel couldn't be here in this podcast, but we are here representing them. And just thank you for the opportunity to talk about our work and be able to share it as well. So my name is Catalina Villanueva. I am a PhD researcher, a practitioner as well. Originally, I'm an actress, and I come from Chile. I guess that's it from me. Amparo.
Hello. Thank you for letting us be here. I'm Amparo Gonzalez. I am also from Chile. I'm a psycho-oncologist, and I'm new at the field of applied theater. Mm-hmm. So I'm very excited.
This is great.
Being here.
This is great, and I want to say that I know that we've interviewed a biochemist who is using applied theater. Mm-hmm. So I love the work that you're doing, and I also want to quick shout out to I think I mentioned this to you yesterday. There is a Chilean Canadian in Victoria. Mm-hmm. Her name is Lina de Gavero. She's the founder of Ponte Theater, and she's done remarkable work on with theater, applied theater, and Boal and all of that. Mm-hmm. So a special shout out to that, because I have my Chilean sisters here, really the kind of remarkable work that they're doing. So I wanted to do a quick shout out to Lina de Gavero and the remarkable work and the opportunity she's created for other people. I'll come back to it. Mm-hmm. What are the ethical issues, the dilemmas that came out of that project? I know that it's a charged project. Mm-hmm. It's really highly needed, really useful. What are the ethical issues? And maybe you just also want to tell us a little bit more about the project before you go into ethical issues.
Great. So our project consisted of a workshop we did with a number of women going through a breast cancer process. And our aim was to first help them become aware of their own expressive abilities. When you go through something like breast cancer, you usually get very distanced from your own body. You have to come up with a new relationship with your body. So it was very important for us that they could first recognize their bodies again and how they could move expressively, how they could use their voices expressively, and also how they could come together as a group, going through obviously very different situations, but joined by a common diagnosis. Mm-hmm. So that was like the first stage of our project, of our workshop. And then the idea was to invite them to write about their own experiences. So we frame our work loosely in the area of ethno-theater.
Ethno-theater.
Yeah, because then the things they wrote, we created a script, and then they rehearsed it and performed it in a professional theater venue in Santiago, Chile. It was very meaningful work for us as facilitators, but yes, it also gave us a lot of thinking throughout. We were always walking fine lines between different polarities that could happen in terms of ethics. And I'd say one of the biggest ethical challenges we faced was related to authorship, because we really wanted them to feel like they could have their voices heard by other people, especially when cancer is such a it has so many connotations. Like you say, I have cancer, and people immediately assume things about you. So we wanted them to write their own stories. So they have these amazing writings, but then we needed to come in with our own authorship and try to offer a structure to this. So it was like a fine line between, like, we didn't want to overstep, but we also needed to make the work progress towards something else. Yes, so that was one of the biggest ethical issues we faced, and I think we came out, victorious of that as a group with the women, because they were very satisfied and it was meaningful for them. But it's still something that keeps, going around in our heads.
So apart from authorship, in addition to authorship, what are the other ethical issues then?
Yeah, the other crossroad, how we used to call it, was the balance between care and rigor. Because when you face cancer, you have a lot of demands.
That's right, on the body.
Your treatments, your medical appointments, your exams. Maybe one day you don't feel really well. The emotional distress, etc. So we didn't want that this workshop will turn into another demand, another obligation. So we have to keep a constant balance in how much are you going to ask from them, like, for example, punctuality, attendance, sometimes rehearsals, some activities. You say that there were some exercise that when they were writing, they had to sometimes bring
like
their
homework.
text, like a homework, and some of them didn't.
They can't do it because they didn't have the time because of that.
There was many reasons, Sometimes there were some personal reasons. So we have to balance that along the way.
Interesting. One of the things that Lina used to say, and I feel like I'm dedicating this episode to Lina, I'm getting teary. She's Lina Guevara is really remarkable, and she's done a lot of work in Victoria. One of the things she always talks about is the joy that even in the midst of the issues, the social issues, the joy that gives the resilience and all of that. And it sounds to me that some of the participants that you're working with, even though they are going through these life-changing experience, there's still joy in participating. How do you describe that?
Absolutely. I think that was what kept them coming back to the workshop, was the fact that they had a great time. We all had a great time during the sessions, and in a way it took them away from the difficult situation they were going through, but at the same time it allowed them to laugh about what was happening to them, to find the humor in it. And I think that was really like a turning point in the process, because when we were able to laugh, and I mean, like, we cried laughing, like we all had this sense of the sometimes irony of the situation, and just the things that doctor would tell you, and just the whole way society deals with this. When we started laughing about it, and then crying about it, and then going back to laughing about it, it just, I think it gave us all, because I also went through my own cancer process, so it gave us all like a sense of, we can take this and we can make it our own, and we can turn it into a play, and we can stand in front of other people and we can enjoy talking about it from performance.
Interesting. And I'm going to come to Amparo on this question. It seems that what intervention that your project is doing here is also destigmatizing this experience.
You're very clever.
Well, thank you. The work you're doing. I'm just offering my own thought here, because then there's a lot of stigma to this. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, that's a great point, because in cancer you have like it's not just stigma, it's a way how society and people think that you are living cancer, and the usual thinking is that you should face cancer positively, strong, not crying. You have to defeat this illness. And we know that can be very harmful, because you are not giving them the choice to speak, to share their voices, their real voices. So in that way, we were working in this
Stereotyping.
So the audience, when the audience went to see the play, many of them were crying,
It's emotional.
Yeah, because it was, that is the way that they are feeling, the real way.
Not the pink way.
Not the pink way, not the women pink way, not the warrior, not the no.
Interesting. So a couple of last questions here, or one more to the last one. It's part of also what you're doing here is really, I want to know more about how long did you do this project? Are you still doing this project? Who are the, how many people did you work with? What's the impact on them? What's the impact on that community? Were you able to evaluate it? All this kind of, again, I'm trying to just poke here, just to know more, because I really want to know more. And I hope they want to know more too.
Of course.
No.
Okay, so this particular project ran for 7 months. It started in April last year and it finished in October. We had weekly sessions, and then at the end we had sessions twice a week because we needed to put a bit more effort and time into it. We are now in between projects because unfortunately we didn't get the funding for this year.
To continue.
But we might get it we hope we get it for next year. So our plan now is to, because the women, the cast, the actresses, participants turned actresses, they want to continue presenting the play. So we're looking for ways to do that. But we also want to invite new people to do the workshop. We want to actually open it to other forms of cancer, not just breast cancer. In women. We want to keep working with women. And we did evaluate it. We applied, it wasn't strictly a research project.
No.
Yeah, but we did want to evaluate how they felt. We wanted to get an anonymous evaluation of how they saw this whole process. And so we applied a questionnaire at the end. And then we had like a focus group, like an open conversation. And I think maybe you can talk a bit more about what they said.
Feedback.
Yes.
Well, many of them told us that that experience changed something inside them. Because for some of them it was the first time that they could express their bodies, to speak aloud what they were feeling, and they enjoy it as well.
Yes.
They enjoy it. So yeah, the feedback was very positive about the whole process and about the performance. They were like feeling like the actress.
Yeah, they felt like actresses.
So
yes.
yeah, so they felt very fulfilled. Yeah.
But I want to just add that it was mostly positive, of course, and we're very happy about it. But it also, there was some ideas that I think we need to take on board. Like, for example, really the kind of like the nature of the relationship changed slightly when we went to the theater. And I think we could be clearer next time about what we're expecting from them, because like you can be punctual when you're going to a session, but when you have a presentation, when you have people sitting in those seats, you need to be on time. That's again the rigor,
Yeah.
You need to kind of, okay, I'm here and I'm at a professional theater, so I have to be professional about it.
Were they paid at all?
No.
And so they basically, this is amazing. It's a lot of work. I really acknowledge that for your team, your collective, and then the participants that were part of this. Really, it shows that strong, remarkable. My last question here, because I can stay here, there's so much to talk about this project. What's the future of it? What are your aspirations?
We want to continue.
Of course, we want to grow, but in Chile it's very difficult to have funding for this kind of project, especially not just social project,
Artistic project.
Yes.
cultural projects. So
Yeah, we depend on. You apply for projects year by year. You don't get like a steady funding. So it's like 1 year you'll get it, 1 year you won't. So we are looking for other ways to secure that sustainability. We want to work with women with other types of cancer. For now, we're centering on women, but we don't close ourselves to maybe opening that up. And yeah, we want to keep spreading as well. This is why we're here, because we want to, let the world know that, hey, these women are doing this type of work, and it's having positive impact.
And I would say you will. The aspiration is coming through already. Just letting you know that it's beautiful work that you're doing, and I know that a lot of the settings that this work is happening. There are settings that politically, economically, they're not well supported, but with the kind of really fantastic team that you have, the collective, and these women that are willing and able to do this. It's a lot of work, and I think that it's making an impact already. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
I've been talking to Catalina and Amparo for the past 15 minutes, really about the work that they do in Chile. And really, this is personally, as the creator of and the host of this podcast, I just want to shout out to all of the researchers, practitioners who are working in desperate situations, who are working in spaces and systems that do not necessarily, offer funding and sustainability, and they're working in vulnerable situations, and yes, they still continue. Thank you for doing that, because we can theorize as much as possible. It's at the end of the day, these practitioners that really put their life on the table to make it work. Secondly, shout out to all the participants for taking the time. Even in the case of Catalina and the collective, they are working with women with breast cancer. We have people that are working with asylum seekers, refugees, and people that are just saying, because of these are shared experiences, we want to use theater, we want to use drama, we want to use whatever means to really share our story. Thank you for doing that. And finally, I want to say thank you to Lina De Guevara. She's from Chile. That's why I'm also saying this, because she's really done remarkable work with refugees in Victoria. Victoria, and of course British Columbia and Canada and other spaces, really creating space to speak to ways of experiences of refugees across the world. And finally, thank you to Juliana Saxon for really raising people and really doing remarkable work. And to all of you that are just doing remarkable work out there, whether you are seen or you are not seen, we see you, we love you, we know you. This is Taiwo signing out. Goodbye. See you in the next episode.
You have been listening to Glocal Voices, the official podcast of the Center for Socially Engaged Theatre at the University of Regina. For more details about the center, visit www.cset.ca.